All
Alrighty,
right,
welcome.
ladies.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
All right.
Oh, that
All right,
communication.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Ignition Gaming Weekly Brawl, week 4. We're a month into this thing. We've got Nafallos of Love facing last week's champions, the Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, this will be a fun game. We definitely saw Nafallos of Love coming in huge last game with that Xin Zhao play, but we've definitely seen Heroes of Storm as his jungle play last week. Huge Kha'Zix games, dropping nearly 13, 14 kills a game, and we'll see how that rolls out here.
Yep, both of these teams love those early aggressive junglers, and immediately a Xerath ban over at Spidey. He was a monster on Xerath, hitting all the skill shots, basically scripting, let's be real. Really well played.
Basically, same thing. You might as well be Faker, right?
Right. I don't think Faker plays Xerath.
Does he? I don't know. I want to see Faker play Xerath. I bet that'd be awesome.
He plays Azir. Faker plays everything. He's Faker.
Faker, yeah, he's Faker. Faker's God. Have you seen those highlight videos? Or not the highlight videos, but like the hype videos that Korea does? And like every time it's Faker, it's something to do with his hand.
I haven't seen it, no.
They did this, they did a thing on LOL Esports. It was a set of videos of all the hype things going into Korea. And every time it was Faker, like he like moved his hand or something and something crazy happened. Like every single time. So I guess Faker has God hands or something. But we are seeing a Pantheon, Morgana, and Zedban coming out from the Followers of Love. And a Xerath, Maokai, and Leona from Heroes of the Storm here.
Yep, the Leona and the Maokai band, they don't want Nafallos of Love playing anything that they played from last game. They're throwing them onto some new champions, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this Gnar as a first pickup here. Gnar has been very good in the meta for a long time now. He's super strong, and an Alistair actually being picked up right away for Gavilan. And we actually saw that banned out last game. Maybe they did a little bit more research than Heroes of the Storm, because I guess Galvin is actually an Alistair main.
Yeah, maybe we'll see Wrist on his Ashe, because it was something we were talking about last game. 3 of his champions were actually banned, according to him in stream earlier, so we'll see how that plays out.
Wow, Grave Soraka coming over for the side of Heroes of the Storm again. Or it looks like Corky Soraka, maybe. Either way, if they get the Soraka, that's 3 top-tier picks right off the bat.
Yeah, there's been a few changes to Soraka. How do you feel about those?
You know, they're alright, they're minimal. I think Soraka's heal is still just too strong in lane. It basically says, oh man, my AD carry just lost this trade. Well, now my AD carry won the trade. So.
But then I lost trade. Sad face. But
switching around back and forth. I'm sure it's going to be locked in on the Soraka. I don't think we're going to see anything too new. Or the Jano.
We're just going to call him Barcode, correct?
Yes,
okay.
Barcode.
And then we got Nick. Okay, I'm just make sure we got all the names set here. Zenek, GTX, Barcode, Heroes of the Storm, and Nick's brother. All right.
Yep.
And we are seeing the Instalock Ashe that we were talking about.
Instalock Ashe from Wrist. And you know what I think we're going to see? With this team comp?
The CC Forever, or Yasuo coming out soon?
Yasuo, that's what I think we're going to see. Got Winston hovering over Lulu and Malphite. We've got Gavilan on Alistair. Jarvan for Nafallo. I mean, there's a lot of knockups.
And which one do you think will be strongest here, Lulu or Malphite? I'm personally in favor of Lulu, especially into the Gnar, but
I think Lulu's awesome. Lulu has a pretty decent matchup in Gnar. Malphite does too, but I love Lulu, and it might be some bias because the top laner for Ignition Gaming actually does play a lot of Lulu, Alorum. He loves Lulu. He's very good at the champion, and I've just seen what work Lulu can do when she gets ahead, so we're going to see. It looks like the Lulu's being locked in right now, and that's going to be for Wrist up in the top lane. Or wait.
Yeah, Wrist is actually an Ashe ADC main, so this is a team that we're actually going to see swap their roles around a lot, which would be fun to see.
Whoa. Alright, so Wrist was actually thrown onto Maokai for top lane last game, but this game, he's going to be playing his ADC Ashe that he's been playing so much of, and Winston's going to be pulling up a Lulu for top lane. I like it. I like that we can see these role swaps every once in a while.
Yeah, versatile teams are fun. Sorry, I was saying versatile teams are pretty fun. You know, it's good to see like just the variations that teams have, and we're actually seeing another Hecarim out of Heroes of the Storm. We saw him last week. Huge games, huge ults, and it was exciting.
Heroes of the Storm's Hecarim was very convincing, and it looks like we're going to see a LeBlanc being picked up here as well. So that's going to be for Zenith in that mid lane, and LeBlanc is a very, very good mid laner right now. A lot of top tier picks over for the side up here of the Storm. Looks like Nafallos, what's their team name again?
Nafallos of Love.
There we go. Nafallos of Love is actually going to be picking up more of a team fighting comp if they're going to opt for a Yasuo or maybe an Orianna, something with a lot of combo potential for their last pick. But we're going to see a team fighting comp coming from them, and then Heroes of the Storm just picks a lot of top tier characters that are going to be relevant throughout the whole game.
Was it Heroes of the Storm that we had with that 18-minute Scion team fight last time? Not really 18 minutes, but was that their comp?
I believe it was them, yeah.
Yeah. So we did see a LeBlanc coming out last week. I'm not sure if it was the same or later. Sorry, I'm really bad with names. I think we
I
saw
don't think
no.
it was.
Yeah,
Well,
we saw.
wasn't the same.
Yeah, and our top laner is actually different this time around too. I think Heroes of the Storm's the only returning player from this roster actually.
Yep, Heroes of the Storm changing up their roster a little bit, so. And then Azir being locked in right now, and that's going to be going over to Spidey in the mid lane. So interesting that they're not going with a big Wombo combo, but Azir is still, I think, one of the best champions of the game. The passive being able to create a turret, that is just immense power coming out from
Yeah, and they just gave him some recent buffs in this last 4.21 patch, and they were not buffs, they were bug fixes, but bug fixes are always buffs 95% of the time.
For Azir, yeah.
Yeah, and I think their team comp's making a little bit of sense. A lot of lockdown with Azir, so Azir can just put out this insane amount of DPS and burst over time with his troops and maybe just destroy people. We'll see if that's what they're looking at. Or
Yep, and they've got a lot of siege potential as well with that Lulu and that Alistair. They're just going to be buffing up their front line, and Ashe is going to be firing off arrows from the back of the team fight. There's going to be a lot of chaos going on for Nafallos of Love. It's going to be interesting to see how, because they are a pickup team, how they're going to be able to kind of control that chaos.
I believe Nafallos of Love is actually a group. Olympus was a free agent team.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Nafallos of Love is a group. It's going to be interesting to see how they control their group with the controlled chaos. And again, Heroes of the Storm, lots of top tier champions. They know what they're doing. They should do well.
Yeah, something I would like to point out is how minimal damage we have on the side of Follows of Love here. We only have two real damage dealers that are huge, and that'd be Ashe and Azir, and we just have so much tankiness and utility coming out of them. And I think that's what they're looking for these team fights, is these really elongated fights that allow their two damage dealers to put out this insane amount of DPS over time. And their front line was something we were discussing. We have Alistair and J4 in your face, and if that's not enough knockups and big bowls in your face, you got a big ol' Lulu. You're gonna make someone bigger, and I don't know, man. I'm really excited to see how this team fight's gonna play out for them. They just have so much utility, and it's not this wombo combo team that you're used to, but I think it's a very solid team comp as a whole.
Yep, you see, I like it a lot, I do, but I think the only problem is the Soraka pick. Soraka loves those elongated fights. She loves being in prolonged team fights where she can just throw out her heals and then recall with home guards, run back to the fight and keep healing. If the fights go as long as they did with last time, when Heroes of the Storm played Scion, I think Soraka's just going to be able to say, screw you, my carries are full.
Alrighty, with all that being said, what lane do you think is going to be our most influential, game-deciding, game-breaking lane?
LeBlanc versus Azir, sorry. LeBlanc versus Azir is always a fun lane to watch. I don't think any of the lanes are going to be too actiony. Lulu versus Gnar is kind of just a farming matchup. I think the jungle is going to be the most interesting thing to see which jungle can secure more vision control. Both junglers are going to be fighting over for that early dragon control, and we saw Nafallos of Love had a lot of vision control in game 1. So we're going to have to see which one brings out the big wards in this game.
Alrighty. We are getting set. We have 15 more seconds with the spectators delay, so we'll be hopping in a game here soon. And you're saying our mid lane is going to be the lane to watch. Who do you think, just based off champion-wise, has the advantage here, LeBlanc or Azir?
I'm going to have to say probably LeBlanc. She's got a lot of damage coming out with her kit, a lot of early game potential with her QW combo, her QE combo. Azir is very strong, but I think where Azir's power is in his utility with his passive, his ability to zone off in a team fight, and a game-changing ultimate that can really turn the tides of a fight. And Nafallos of Love actually has a lot of those ultimates. They've got the Ashe ultimate, the Azir ultimate, the Lulu ultimate. All of those ultimates are very game-changing ultimates. Whereas on the side of Heroes of the Storm, you've really just got Hecarim and Gnar. And Hecarim does the fear, and Gnar does the chunky.
You can never underestimate that Soraka ult, though. I just gotta say that ult, pretty intense. Increased percentage healing based off how low everybody is. Come on, that's pretty. It's pretty.
It's
strong.
pretty good.
Not game changing, but it's strong.
I don't know if it's game changing. I do think it's strong, and I think it's very strong in team fights. I think Soraka in general is just strong in team fights, not necessarily having to do with their ult, but her entire kit is just very good in team fights. So you're right with that one. Soraka's very good at messing up a team fight and not making things go the way you thought they would go. But Lulu and Azir are very, very good with those two ults, the Wild Growth and the something of the Sands, Fury of the Sands, maybe. Something like that.
Sounds correct. Alrighty, so we
Maybe
are
that's
seeing the
Renekton.
skin war go to the sides of Heroes of the Storm here, 3-2, but we do have the Boob War on the side of Nafallos of Love with Heartseeker Ashe.
Yep.
Maybe Lulu counts as negative boobage though, so maybe it's tied.
Yeah, I think, but what about Alistair though? I think Alistair counts.
Yeah, you can't milk
boob.
those. Gotta keep
Can't
that in
milk
mind. Huh?
those.
We do have the leg war on the side of Heroes of the Storm though. We got 4 legs coming out of that Hecarim. But does
Yeah, but
Corki
not-
have legs? But Gnar has
Oh,
4
yeah,
as well, kind of.
But do we count Warrior Kingdom Jarvan's horse
Horse?
as legs?
That's a great question. So many
If-
decisions, and Azir has soldiers. You know,
Yeah.
there's so many
yeah.
things to take into account here. LeBlanc's clone, like
Lulu's Pix. Does Pix have legs, or does she just?
I think
fly
Pix has
around?
legs. I think Pix has like little legs and little arms.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it is fly.
Is Jarvan riding Hecarim?
That'd be hilarious. They should make a
Jarvan-
Warring Kingdoms Hecarim and just be like Lubu's horse. Like,
Oh man.
oh, that'd be great.
Did you already ask if Corki had legs?
Yeah, I asked. Like, this, you don't know that, you know? He's kind of like in a plane.
Yeah.
He can't.
He's always in a plane.
Yeah. That's interesting. Interesting question. It's going on Reddit right after this match. I hope you know.
Corki have legs? Question mark. The world may never know. We'll find out.
Speaking of skins, Poro Rider Sejuani though. Who is hyped for that? I am. I kind of really have to get it. I used to play
You know,
Sejuani a lot before they changed her.
I did
But-
too, and Sejuani actually just got a lot of buffs.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm
400 base mana pool now, up from 237 is what I think it was. So
that's a huge change because her
a
mana costs are
huge-
huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
a huge bump. I've actually tried her out in the jungle, and I actually haven't lost a game with her yet. So
I love Sejuani.
pretty good. I love her
Oh.
too. She's like one of my favorite champions.
Yeah.
I played
And then,
strictly Sejuani last season.
and then they have the Thresh skin now. Like, there's another decent Thresh skin. Thank God. Deep Sea Terror was so bad.
Wait, I love Deep Sea Terror. What's the
Oh, I
what's the
hate
new
that
Thresh
skin.
skin?
It's Bloodstone Thresh. Or Blood Moon, sorry. Blood Moon Thresh, Blood Moon Akali, and Blood Moon Elise, I believe.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Oh,
Blood Moon
yeah, that'd be
Macaulay's
fun.
already a thing though.
Did I say Akali? I'm Elise. Elise, yeah.
All right. So standard
yes.
starts.
Okay.
Except we've got a longsword coming out for Ashe, and biscuits. Is this some next level stuff?
Apparently, you know, he says he mains this Ashe, so we'll see how it plays out for him. Not 100% as to
Alright.
how that works out, but we'll see. But like you're saying, fairly standard starts across the board. We are seeing an ancient coin out of Soraka. Is that standard? I thought it was a Spell Thief's Edge, but I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm a lowly scrub. I just cast. I don't play.
Well, we got the can dance coming out from Azir in that mid lane. Everyone's just gonna be going around. No invades quite yet, but deep wards from both teams. Both teams know what's going on, so
Oh, we
not
are
too much
seeing a
action.
Doran Shield start out of Gnar up here on the top lane, going for that little safety. We talked about it last week. We saw a lot of Gnars opt for that, and it just gives them that safety in lane, and you know, lets them scale it at Mega Gnar, Super Gnar. That's what we called it last week. Me and Nick were calling it Super Gnar. So
Supernar, like
Yeah.
Superman.
Superman.
Gnar.
Yo, can we have a Super Gnar skin? That'd be so awesome.
With like a cape and everything.
No, he's green.
That would be Hulk.
The Incredible
That'd be the Hulk.
Gnar. The Incredible Gnar. Can we call him?
Incredible Gnar.
That'd be so great.
And,
I want that
and
skin.
we'll release it with Spectacular Sivir.
Yeah.
And just do a whole Justice League. All right, so
Or
got
Justice
the
League.
leash.
Hulk isn't in the Justice League. You're ruining me.
Or sorry, not
according to
Justice
somebody,
League.
yeah, that's Marvel, but it's a mix.
Avengers.
Spectacular Sivir is DC.
Yeah.
Anyways, according to somebody in chat, though, roll back to our little skin or our leg war scenario. Apparently, you can see Earthrider Corki's legs in that skin. So
Oh.
apparently, he does have legs. It is confirmed. Whether they
Alright.
work or not is not. But right into
Alright,
the
well-
game now.
We'll have to count up the legs from each team then after this team fight, or after this
Team fight.
this
No.
lady- after a team fight, not this one because there's not a team fight going on quite yet, but there is some poke being traded out in bot lane. We got Soraka being able to sustain up, but Alistair's going to be able to sustain up too with that heal as well, and both of them on pretty low cooldowns. Level 2 going over to Corki and Soraka first, so Heroes of the Storm going to be zoning off Balls of Love bot lane down there.
Alright, I honestly just did the math. Are we counting Meganar's form as having 4 legs or 2?
4.
Okay, so hold on, let me count this again.
Alright, I'll just keep casting. A little bit of a CS lead going off for the AD carry and mid laner from Heroes of the Storm, but over in top lane we've got Lulu getting the CS lead as well, and Jarvan's going to look for some action in the top lane. Meganar is going to be transforming right now, and going to be coming around for a gank. Nar's actually overextended a little bit. Lulu gets a nice Q onto him, and a nice EQ from Jarvan is going to be able to pick up first blood. A nice gank from Nafallo with the aggressive map movements early game to pick up another kill. Well played.
Yeah, we're seeing this playstyle coming out from him again. You know, last game, very, very influential player in the game. Xin Zhao dropping 10 kills. I believe 11 actually, but...
Yep, and now we're seeing it on Jarvan.
Yeah, if we see that style from him again, we may see him be able to carry this game out. Seeing the same thing we saw last week from the Tech Room, actually outfarming his lane opponent, but you have to keep in mind J4 did get that early gank off. I cannot speak. But real quick, on the math, 16 to 16 if you count all 3 of Azir soldiers.
Oh, man.
It's a pretty close one.
That is
oh, wait, I didn't count
even.
picks. I didn't count picks.
Oh,
18 to 16, side of Nafallos of Love.
Alright, Nafallos of Love wins the Leg War. Leg War
Awesome.
2014, boys.
The new thing that is happening. But, alright,
oh
we're seeing...
man, a nice headbutt pulverize coming out from Alistair, followed by a volley. There's going to be a lot of trade poke down, but unfortunately, we got that barcode on Soraka, and he's just going to be able to sustain it up.
I wonder what he
get a little
scans
bit of
out to be.
action. Got a gank coming down in mid lane. Azir's going to be able to dash away and get that barrier up with the Sand Soldiers. LeBlanc's going to be trading in some poke, but Hecarim actually going to take some turret shots, and he might be having some trouble farming up his jungle after that.
I wonder what his barcode scans out to be. I bet it's a band-aid.
Probably a bandit.
I've always wondered people who get those tattoos. But that's besides the point. I need to start focusing on the game. I keep having these off-topic things. We are
That's
seeing a
alright.
lot of CS difference. A lot of CS difference actually for the side of Heroes of the Storm here. Every lane's pretty far ahead, except for Alistair, I guess. He's a lone ranger for his team.
Yeah, but he's allowed to take CS. He's Alistair, he's got that relic shield, so he's going to be getting CS for both him and his AD carry. And this Ashe so far with Longsword, I mean, you'd think with a Longsword you'd be trying to poke out and use your pots to trade efficiently, but she just looks like she's farming. Not out farming either.
Yeah. But you got to keep in mind, Ashe does technically scale the best for CS out of any ADC in the game as long as she has a point that hawk shot, increased gold per CS. Doesn't make up for her negligence in CS here. Not negligence, that's a bad way to say that. Deficit, there we go.
LeBlanc is going for some trades at mid lane against Spidey, and Spidey's actually just going to go trying to CS, and he's going to go back right away, maybe picking up that Morel and Omicron. We'll see if that's what he's opting to build into. Now, looks like he's picking up the Chalice, getting the magic resist against LeBlanc, and I actually like that option.
Yeah, Morel and Omicron, I'm sorry. The... Whoa. What's it called? The Chalice of Harmony. There we go. The Chalice of Harmony gives him a lot of safety in lane. It gives him the ability to spam his abilities as Azir. You know, that's all Azir can really do, and that's what he's most known for, is just spam out those soldiers, get a lot of damage and poke out from that, and give him that lane dominance that he looks for.
Yep, and we see these wards coming down from Winston up in top lane, actually protecting him from the gank from Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm trying to get that Gnar snowball, and after that early gank from Nafallo, and a lot of aggression from both junglers up on this top side of the map.
And speaking of Morel and Omicron, it does look like our Lulu will be building one this time around. And back on the aggressive jungler situation, we do have him rushing that Stalker's Blade again and going for that Warriors upgrade. So we're going to see a very, very aggressive and gank-heavy Jarvan coming out this game. Lots of pressure and lots of damage. We'll see if that's enough to get them snowballing into this game. They are sitting on a 600 gold lead at this point, and hopefully it'll snowball them into a victory here, and we'll see an upset. Our last week's champions going down in the quarterfinals.
Yep, and we actually see a Rangers Trailblazer over from the side of Hecarim, so he's going to be able to farm up more efficiently, but Jarvan right now does have the CS lead by 1, so if he's going to use that Rangers Trailblazer, I guess now's the best time to do it.
Sure, for sure. We're seeing a bit of a trade going down on top lane. It's nothing too exciting going on there. It's a very, very safe lane. Something we talked about. It's just going to be a lot of farming outside of our ganks that we're going to see happening. It's something we passed off early, this Ashe with the longsword pots. She's actually been sitting in lane quite comfortably against the Soraka Corki, which is something that I wasn't expecting. But
Yeah,
she is down on CS, but it's what she needs to do is just kind of give herself some time. She's not a mid-game carry. She's definitely the late-game carry.
Exactly. She is down on CS. Corki Soraka's a very strong lane, probably one of the strongest right now. So props to Ash for even being able to stay in lane as long as she has been. So and just farming it out, doing the best she can to keep even with CS. A little bit behind right now. A nice phosphorus bomb goes down with an auto attack to get another nice chunk off of Risk Cell. Nar's going in for a trade up, and this top lane is going to be throwing the boulders out. Lulu's got a little bit low on mana and forced to polymorph away, and this might just be Winston having to back off in that lane.
I'm getting a little bit of gold out here, just fit pocket gold, hitting this bowl. Nothing too exciting going on there. See if we can see anything exciting going on build fast. We are seeing an Emax out of Alistair, so we're definitely seeing him try to focus on the sustain this game. Soraka's maxing her heal, nothing new. Ooh, we're actually seeing a distortion max on this LeBlanc. Is that back in the meta? I'm not sure. I haven't.
Yeah, that's pretty standard right now.
It is? I was unaware.
Yeah, distortion keeps her pretty safe in lane, and it's also pretty good for trades. It's got about the same amount of damage as that Q, and the Q is only really good if you can get both procs of the Q off consistently. So the distortion's usually the better max. Lowest cooldown.
Excuse me, my newbiness then. But isn't it bad to use your one escape as your aggressive ability?
No, because you've got the escape, but you can W in for trade and then just W right back out, and then you can use your ult and distortion back out again. So, LeBlanc's a very slippery champion, and that's why people are actually starting to build Magi's on her just because she never really dies.
New Magi's is ridiculous. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
It's
5
strong.
base stacks.
It's strong. I think it's stronger in solo queue, but
yeah, for sure. Oh, we have an Asher coming down mid lane.
Man.
Is this going to do anything? Looks like LeBlanc's actually out on the side.
Yeah, but a nice ult from Hecarim, and LeBlanc's going to be ulting as well. Taking out that Jarvan, and the red buff is going to go over to Xenix, so a kill over from the side of Heroes of the Storm.
Looks like they turned that around. Ash was looking for something cheesy there and didn't quite get it. We're seeing a Brutalizer first item on her. How do you feel about that one?
No, I'm not really sure. I honestly don't know. I don't see a lot of Ashes, so we'll have to see how it works out. Brutalizer in the
Get yourself some Ash, bro.
Hot Ash.
At least
grill.
I'm trying. At least I'm trying.
Best grill. Alright, so even trades going up in top lane. Pretty even in CS. Nar's going to pick up the CS under his turret to even it up, and mid lane's pretty even as well. Corki does have a little bit of a lead, and here comes another gank from Hecarim in that mid lane. He's going to take another turret shot again, but Soraka's just going to be able to heal up both of those guys, and it looks like everyone's trying to rotate around to get some vision control around Dragon.
Yeah, now that we saw that kill trade back, we're within 100 gold. Galvin coming in with a solid WQ, and just a little bit of poke coming out between the two here.
Yep, and he might be overextending a little bit, but he does get some nice trade onto Alistair. Oh man, LeBlanc looks like she might be caught between a rock and a hard place, but there's that distortion that we were talking about. She goes back in aggressively. Here comes the Azir. Jarvan comes in with a nice ult, but the teleport's coming down. The Ash ult comes on the back of the fight, hits Hecarim right in the back. They're picking up Jarvan on the backside of the fight. Nar's going to be able to kill out Azir as well, so that's going to be, oh man, the barrier goes down. Hecarim's going to try to pick up a kill. He's going to take a turret shot on the backside of that fight, and goes very low, blinking in the red, 1 HP. And meanwhile, Lulu, not forced to use her TP, she's able to pop that top turret. Oh man.
Looking to trade that back. Galvin actually flashed in, missed his W, and kind of avoids the summoner spell there. He might be regretting it. Uses W to get out on Nar.
Yep, and they're going to be taking a lot of damage. Soraka able to heal it up right here. Nar's going to be able to get the hyper proc off. Gets the slow. Here comes Corki from the backside, throwing out the rocket.
You gotta hit him.
There's one more rocket, but here comes Nar. Is he going to be able to live?
Oh.
Soraka OP, and Nar gets to 1 HP.
We were talking about the power of that Soraka and her elongated fights just kept him alive. Healed him, ulted him, just let him dive and do what he kind of wanted to do there.
Yeah,
looks like LeBlanc's going to pick up a kill.
Lane. Yep. LeBlanc picking up that kill with that red buff. Lulu just wanted the turret and said, I need the global pressure for my team. They're losing out on the other half of the map, so I gotta win on this half. Oh man, Corki has damage right now with that Sheen. Ash forced to flash away. Corki's following up with the flash. A nice barrier out of wrist.
Barrier?
Block that damage. Yep, barrier. Both of them. Spidey and Wrist are going barrier. And Corky might have overextended a little bit too much. Here comes the EQ, a nice sidestep going over by GTX. He's going to be able to get the phosphorus bombs, and the rockets are coming out as well. Is he going to have enough damage? He does, but here comes Azir for the cleanup. He vaults into the turret. He's just going to give it away to Jarvan. Here comes Alistar, 1 for 1 in bot lane, no assists. So GTX actually did play that pretty well.
Damage coming out from Corky there, absolutely annihilating Ashe. I couldn't get that kill, so he's like, okay, it's fine. Turns around and annihilates Jarvan and gets that kill, and decides to suicide in the tower to make sure the team gets less gold overall. That was really solid play coming out of the Corky on the bot lane there.
Yep, great orb walking, just great mechanics in general, so well played by him.
We're starting to see the snowball coming through on this mid lane on Zenik on the LeBlanc 3-0. Up on CS, and he's been getting around some global map pressure. We've been seeing it slowly snowball in. We've yet to see a dragon come down this game, though, so maybe it'll come out here soon. Looks like they're actually squashing for it. Lots of pings coming down, a lot of vision control, pinning up some wards.
Ooh, Zenik's going in aggro on this Azir right now. He does get a nice ult over the wall, so he's going to be able to get away from this one unless Hecarim's going to try to dive in. We see the back pings going down. We're just going to try to clear out the pink ward, get some vision control, go back into that.
Oh, Alistar actually coming up behind them.
Ooh, a nice EQ from Jarvan gets onto Hecarim right here, but Soraka's going to be able to sustain it up. A nice ultimate comes down.
Oh,
the ultimate's forced out of Hecarim. Troll does hit him on the backside. Wow, that stun was really long. That seemed like a Morgana snare.
Yeah, Ashe has one of the longer stuns in the game, 2.5 seconds on that ult, and that's why she's kind of okay to be played. That ult hits the group of people, slows them all, and stuns the main target for 2.5 seconds. It was a little sloppy play there by Nafallo, though. He dropped his ult on Hecarim and actually kept his ult up for a little bit too long. They might have been able to clean up Hecarim.
A nice Gnar ult comes down on the backside of the fight. He's going to get the stun off on Lulu as well. Is she going to be able to use her ultimate? She already did. Alistar's going down. Here comes Corky. He's going down to Azir as well. He gets the nice phosphorus bomb to grant vision. Here comes LeBlanc coming out on the backside as well. A double kill for Corky. They want more. They're going for a nice scrying orb, hitting up both Ashe and Lulu, but that's going to be it.
You sounded like a commercial. They want more. But wait, there's more. All right, looks like we're going to see Heroes of the Storm posture for this dragon here. They're now up 5 kills, and that was a very convincing fight for them. Picked up a free kill on Azir, and I believe they picked up Alistar as well, so that's a 2-for-0 trade back down on them, and first dragon swinging their way. First dragon's actually been nerfed a little bit for you, only granting 6% in stats, but that's still something to be keeping in mind.
Yep, still something to be keeping in mind indeed, and 20k over to the side of Heroes of the Storm, and 19k for Nafallos of Love, so a 1k gold lead right now going off for them, and that dragon's going to push that a little bit more over the edge. Corky's just very big right now, and he's going to be able to recall for his Triforce right now, hitting a big power spike. We're going to get power spikes across the board as well. LeBlanc's got her Athene's on Holy Grail, which is very relevant against this double AP comp of Nafallos of Love.
This definitely is going to be helping them. We're still seeing this Jarvan 3-3-0. He's still being that anchor for his team, trying to keep them in there and keep that gank pressure up. Stacking a lot of armor, though. Oh, is that going to work for him? I'm not trying to make that sound bad. It's just, we got to keep in mind that we do have a huge damage dealer with AP out of LeBlanc. Corky drops out a lot of magic damage as well, and that true damage coming out of him. So maybe health would have been an stronger stat here.
I'm not sure why he went for that, for those Ninja Tabi and then into the chain vest. I'm not really sure why he did that. I think it would have been better to get some MR or maybe even damage because he is so ahead, capitalizing on some offensive stats. But we'll see how it works.
Oh, we'll see how it works indeed. Azir getting a lot of poke out of here on the mid lane. Something we talked about is how strong his poke is. This is what this Corky with true damage.
Yep, Corky's dealing 2 damage. Exhaust actually forced out right now. He blows the ult as well, but Ashe is getting some crits as well. Here comes Soraka. Wee woo. The ambulance is here. Gets the silence off on Ashe on the backside. The snare comes down as well. They're going to teleport and collapse on this. A nice ultimate from Hecarim. The pulverize is going to knock him right into there. And Alistar's going off on the backside of the fight, but everyone's here. Lulu comes in to try to save the day, but that's not enough. Soraka's already saved the day with her police car, ambulance, whatever it's called, and picking up a lot of healing. Oh man, Jarvan's going in with an EQ. The ultimate blown from Soraka. They're going to be taking out this turret, and Nar's going a little deep. Jarvan's here as well, though, and taking a lot of damage. Hecarim's stuck in the ultimate, but the turret's already down.
We're just seeing this slowly swing in favor of Heroes of the Storm now. They're up 8 kills, and they have that tower traded back. They also have that dragon
Valkyrie in onto Lulu. She doesn't have the ultimate. Oh, yeah, she does. Yes, she does. All right. Whew. My game got a little bit ahead of me. I saw the cooldown of the ultimate, but not the ultimate used, so I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, we're gonna see them seize on
here
this tower.
comes the
Astro hits on
actual-
Soraka.
Yep, the Ash Arrow hits on the Soraka. Are they going to be able to finish her off? The exhaust goes down. A headbutt to save Soraka, actually. And Ash going to be volleying on the backside, trying to get some damage onto Corki. They're going to be trying to chase around this wall, but they don't have vision, so they can't follow it up. A nice Scrying Orb picks off 2 characters, and the Heroes of the Storm are just going to back off with a convincing 5k gold lead off of that.
We're gonna see them play super smart here, back off. They have tons of gold from that last fight, lots of kills coming down for them. They did pick up that bottom tower just recently, so they're going to see some huge buys coming out of them on this next shop, and we're seeing their comp kind of come through for them. We have a lot of just in-your-face damage, and they can kind of pick off whoever they want to, and if they do go for these elongated fights that I was talking that Nafallos of Love have, you have Soraka in there just healing up her team, keeping everybody alive, and she's just standing out the fights for them and keeping them in this.
Yep, Barcode's doing really well on the Soraka. A really good ultimate to save Gnar in the backside of that fight, going pretty deep onto Lulu. So, really well played by Soraka. We the ambulance came in to save Corki as well. So,
yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with this Ashe build. Finally picking up with the episode.
Something's going on. Something.
You know what? Don't knock it till you try it, right?
Right.
Except
BF
for
Sword,
drugs.
Lucidity Boots.
Just knock those.
She does have her ultimate up, so they might be looking for a pick right now. They're trying to get some vision control. They do have nice defensive wards out in their jungle. So, Soraka's coming in, and they do see her right now. Might be going a little bit too deep. Here comes Azir. He's going in as well, and Ashe actually didn't use the arrow right there. I guess they were just afraid of the rest of the Heroes of the Storm collapsing.
Yeah, what I think is happening is with his Ashe build just a little bit. She's stacking that CDR so she can use that ult as frequently as possible, and same with the volley. So maybe she's going for this caster type ADC on Ashe. It's something we don't really see. I'm not too sure. I don't know. I'm just very confused, and he might prove us wrong here in a second with some random pentakill. Might be some secret strat. You never know.
Seems like a more supportive type of build on Ashe, just going for that. I'm gonna arrow you and then do some damage, but we'll see how it works out. A lot of action going down on the bot side right now. They're fighting over this blue buff pretty hard. Azir's going to be able to zone with the Sand Soldiers, but not for long. The Hecarim Molt actually whiffs, and he gets on the backside. Alistair pops right away. Wow, Zinnik has so much damage and pops Alistair right on the front side of that fight, not even able to use his ultimate. And they're just going to take the blue and back away.
Looks like LeBlanc wanted a challenge that she can for sure milk those. Popped him like it was nothing. Oh my goodness.
Milked him like it was nothing.
That was rough. I do believe you're lagging out there, my friend. So while y'all listen to him break up a little bit and catch up on everything, I'm gonna tell y'all some jokes while we wait for the next little fight to happen and my cast partner to come back. Oh, a lot. No damage. Okay, he timed out. We're good now. I'm gonna talk and cast for a little bit. I have a little bit of action. Looks like blue team, the Heroes of the Storm, will be posturing for the second dragon for them. Second dragon now granting 15% increased damage to turrets and buildings, which that'll give them a strong edge in this push that they're trying to get out. It looks like oh gosh, I'm sorry. Nafallos of Love are gonna chase in. Zenna taking a lot of damage actually, but trading out even more down onto this Alistair. Alistair had to pop ult to even kind of survive there, and we saw what she could do to him earlier. Nick's brother on this Gnar trying to zone some people out. Exhaust coming down on him. His ult should be up here soon. Meganar's coming up and looks like he's gonna jump in. Huge Gnar ult into the. Oh no, Gnar ult. Yeah, that was a huge Azir ult. I can't even comment right now. I'm in a slump, guys, and I apologize. A lot of damage coming out from over the wall. Corki popping to follow came in. Didn't even pop his ult. He just kind of got wrecked the moment he EQ'd, got CC chained, and just couldn't follow up in that fight.
Sorry about that. A little bit of a connection issue over at my side. I think a storm's a brewing right now. His name is Zenith.
But yeah, we just saw the second dragon coming out, and we're gonna see how effective that is with them hitting this tower.
Poke coming down onto Gnar right there. Brother gonna have to back off. They're looking for an engage right now.
Essence Reaver on Ashe.
You know, I'm not convinced. That did it for me.
Yeah, we're done.
That did it for me.
We're done talking.
Oh
about
man.
This now. What?
Gavilan and Nafallo kept popping. Oh man, Azir with a nice barrier, very timely. But here comes Gnar. He's going to be able to get the stun onto Lulu. Lulu has to pop her ult sometime here. She actually doesn't have it. And a nice Corki snipe by GTX. picking up the rocket on the backside, but here comes Jarvan, and they're a little bit low right now. Alistair's looking for a nice engage. She does get the headbutt pull on the backside of that. The smite goes down onto Soraka, but here comes Zenith. He's got a lot of damage, and Gnar comes in as well. Stomps right on Jarvan's head, and Nafallo goes down. The slows are coming down onto Alistair, but Corky's on the backside of the wall. Wrong base, bud. Here comes Azir. He's respawning from the base.
Uh-oh, Gnar dropped super low. Looks like they actually had to pop their heal on the team there to keep them alive. But Corky was that deep because he actually ended up diving the Ashe there under tower, getting the kill, and just kind of waiting for minions to come out so he could safely walk away.
Gotcha. Here's the Storm, walking away from this fight with blinking red health bars, but they are alive.
They will survive.
They will survive. And you can see they're not building Essence Reaver on the fight. Alright.
Alright, we actually
That's enough of that.
Yeah, we're done there. We're terrible. It's okay. We love singing, but not well. We don't sing well. That's just a thing that we do. We actually have an elixir of iron coming through for this Alistair. He just popped it pretty early before the fight even starts. But that's a big bowl.
Wanted to secure the
Says, hello,
fact
pony.
that you cannot milk them. Cow versus the pony. Now, in America, you actually cannot eat horse meat, so I guess Hecarim would win that fight.
But
you also cannot eat human meat.
That is not true, actually. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah, you can eat human meat in America legally. I found that out. I was in a speech class, and this girl gave a speech to us about like human meat. And they it's not like you kill somebody to eat their meat. Oh, we got a huge fight come down top lane. Hecarim chasing down with his ult.
Nice ult from Hecarim. Here comes the Ashe ult. The Ashe ult does hit. EQ's down from Jarvan, and here comes Zenith. He has a lot of damage down onto Jarvan. Alistair's trying to be that elixir of iron cow that we talked about, but he just does not have enough CC right now, and Corky's coming around from the back of the fight. He might be a little too deep right now, but he's doing a lot of damage to that Azir. The headbutt pull comes in as well. Ashe getting the crits off. The volley comes down and picks up the kill onto Corky, but Zenith is here as well. He does pick up the kill onto Alistair on the backside of the fight, and Gnar's trying to go for the re-engage, but Azir's Sand Soldiers are zoning them out. Zenith's looking for another distortion in, but he's just going to back off. That volley's going to deter him long enough for him to walk away.
Yeah, and we're seeing the power of this team comp coming out here. It's Corky being the only one to die there, just got a little too overzealous. But the damage coming out of Zenek, we keep bringing this up at the beginning of every fight, just instantly destroying somebody. Even if it doesn't instantly kill them, the rest of the team will pick it up no problem. Lots of damage coming out, 80% on anyone he chooses at the very least, if not a kill.
Yep. I mean, we saw it right there. He went on to Gavilan, the tankiest member on the side of Nafallo. Nafallos of Love, and he actually popped him right away.
Yeah, looks like we're going to do a little bit of trade here on Gnar. Ashe ult coming down.
Oh. Ashe ult does come down, and the volley comes down as well. Here comes the smite. They've got a lot of slows. Gnar forced to use his ultimate, but here comes Hecarim. Here comes Zenith. They're going in for the fight, and the stun goes down. Alistair's trying to peel off as much as he can, but Jarvan goes down right away from Zenith, and Zenith is going for the re-engage. The shields are coming down on Alistair. He's very big, but the rock goes right into his face. Here comes the rockets from Corky. They're chasing on the backside. Here comes Azir. Is he going to be able to E over the wall? A nice QE from Azir to try to dodge out of this one, but Zenith's over there as well. The ult forced out. Here comes Hecarim. He's going to ult over the wall and force out the flash on the Azir, and the shields are going to come down onto him as well. So that's going to be a 2-for-0 trade over to the favor of Heroes of the Storm.
And we're seeing this gold lead extend to about 10.8... What? I can't math. 10 point... No.
11K.
I can't math.
It's okay. It's okay. Math is hard. Just say 11. You can just round up. You can just round up. It's okay.
Yeah, let's say 11,000. Okay. Huge amount of gold coming out for them. We're still not seeing a completed good item on this Ashe, so her effectiveness isn't quite there yet.
Is this the last whisper that we're seeing here for the second item?
I would assume so.
I don't think that's how that item works. I think you need actual AD before you get armor pen, but what do I know? Oh man, here comes Jarvan. Corky forced to Valkyrie away. The move speed buff coming out from Winston onto Jarvan, and he looks like he's going for an ult, but here comes Corky. He gets the speed slow, but he's just going to walk away. No one's there. What you doing? All right, well.
This is going to show that the vision control, like if they had some vision in the deeper side of Here's the Storm's jungle. He might have gone in for that. You know, it might have been a guaranteed kill. Corky's flash is down for just a little bit longer, and his Valkyrie was burnt.
Oh my gosh, Zenith absolutely one-shotting wrist right there, even through the barrier.
Yeah, that goes to show that LeBlanc snowballs extremely well. Uh-oh, Nafallo.
What's
what
happening?
What are you doing there, buddy?
Nafallo, what are you doing? He's gonna die to Baron. He's taking out the pink ward. All right, here's where you type worth in all chat.
Worf.
Oh man, here
Uh-oh.
comes Hecarim. A nice 3-man ult. He's trying to take out Nafallo. The EQ does interrupt. Azir's going to get the interrupt as well, but he's taking a lot of damage. What the ult just glitched, I guess, but they're going to be picking up the kill onto Azir. A nice pulverize comes out, but the ultimate's being popped as well, and they just have enough damage right now. He's forced to flash away. That's going to be another 2-for-0 trade over to the favors of Heroes of Storm.
I believe that was just 1-for-0.
Oh yeah, 1-for-0.
Yeah, but it's still an uncontested kill. It's gold that.
Now it's
Wow. That was a lot of damage.
Here's the Storm with that Triforce being able to pick up Lulu right away. Oh man, Corky's going over the wall. The EQ does hit. It might be a little too zealous right there, and the healing coming out for Soraka to save him. Oh,
All
here
these
comes Heroes of the
uncontested
Storm.
kills.
What you doing? What you doing, Pony? Backing away. That's correct.
Here comes the Ashe ult that we were talking about. No, I'm just.
I didn't
it's a
see
joke.
it. Where'd it go?
No, it was just like that's what you needed. Because
Oh.
snipe, pick up the Hecarim kill. That's all I needed to happen.
Ooh,
Oh, looks like we're
Azir's
gonna be
coming
2v1
around.
in the 2v1 the Gnar here, but kind of slippery.
Nice headbutt pulverize on Anar. He's gonna get a 3-man stun off the back of him. A nice ult as well, but he's taking a lot of damage. Raid boss, please. The dragon's taking off at the backside of the fight. The move speed actually goes through because he shifted back. Soraka, be careful. You're getting kind of low. Hecarim's coming around as well. The flash force down to Soraka. The barrier's going out for Azir right now. Exhaust comes out onto Hecarim. Nar's getting taken low right now. It looks like they're going to be able to win this fight. Corky goes a little bit too deep with the Valkyrie. And Winston just going to be able to pick up a kill on the end of that one as well. So that's a 3-for-0 trade, but the dragon does go over to Heroes of the Storm. Is this the throw?
Is this a throw? I'm not quite sure. I think they just have too much of a lead at this point. Gal, wow. A lot of damage from just an ethereal chain over going that LeBlanc.
That was a lot of damage.
The Essence Reaver Ashe is showing up to play.
She's
Yeah?
she's
Yeah.
farming. She's farming.
Farming. No, she got that kill in that last fight, didn't she? She got a single kill.
Did she?
Did she? She did.
Well, she's got the last whisper now, so
She's useful.
it's all over.
Think.
It's all over. It's all ogre now.
For sure. It's all ogre. You know, we talked about it earlier, that Scion top lane coming out from Heroes of the Storm last week, but I feel like Gnar is just as raid bossy as before. Raid boss top laner, it is impossible to kill. He's that Thornmail Randuin's and a lot of health on him, and when Mega Gnar pops as well, he's just this monster. He was tanking 3 people for a solid amount of time and let his team come in to fight that.
Exactly. You saw Ashe, Jarvan, and Lulu trying to take out Nick's brother there on Gnar, and it took them so long to take him out. They even needed help from the rest of their team. Spidey able to come in on Azir and save the day. So red buff going over to Ashe right now, and Risk's ult is up, so they might be looking for a play.
For
Pulverize on the air. Oh man, might be a little deep right now, Gavilan. An EQ in from Jarvan. There's a lot of CC going on to Soraka, but they've got so much damage. The Ashe ult does go around and hits LeBlanc on the backside, but wow! Hecarim able to finish off Ashe on the backside of the team fight. A nice Gnar ultimate into the wall. Azir's going low. LeBlanc and Soraka both flashing out, but here comes the ethereal chains to finish off the kill, and that's going to be a clean ace for Heroes of the Storm.
Wow. That's all I gotta say to that one. Soraka was sub 100 health the entire fight, and they were just unable to clean her up, and she regened from a couple Qs and threw out a heal and just did what she needed to do to keep her team in that fight.
Yep, balanced champion. Pretty balanced.
Totally balanced. No big deal.
Absolutely balanced. This is going to be a Baron.
Her and Aurelia, most balanced champion in the game, hands down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, well, a Baron going over for Heroes of the Storm, and doesn't look like Nafallos of Love's given up quite yet.
But it is looking pretty grim for them. They're down 15,000 gold now, 4 towers down as well, and that Baron buff is giving them this insane pushing power that they have. They also have 3 stacks on that dragon, so you have increased damage to towers, increased damage to minions. Nope, that's 4, I'm sorry. Increased damage to towers and movement speed, and flat stats being increased for them across the board. Their pushing power is going to be immense, and once they decide to group up and push this game down, they might be able to just take this out in sub 40 minutes.
Yep, and that's what it's looking like they're trying to do. Looks like Barcode and Heroes of the Storm are just walking through the base and gonna be farming up right now. So, getting a few more of those last core items. Corky picking up the Blade of the Rune King and maybe a Void Staff going on to LeBlanc right now. So, once they get those last core items, it looks like they're gonna be trying to close out this game. Alrighty there.
Sir. I apologize.
There it is.
Here it is. Is that it? What is this that we're that Ing is.
Yep.
Oh,
There's the Blade of the Rune King. So.
wow.
Oh man, the Ashe ultimate comes in on Soraka. Is this the fight they want? We get the Jarvan ult coming down. They're picking off the healing right now. And there's Soraka out of the fight right away. But here comes Hecarim from the backside. He gets a huge 3-man ult off on the backside of the fight. But Azir is zoning with his Sand Soldiers right now. Wow, Azir is just doing so much damage this team fight.
The Azir! Oh my gosh!
Man.
The Azir carry is so real this game. We saw Soraka getting back out really early, so they're not. Oh wow. Oh wow. Well, there goes that hype train.
GTX just 2 ahead right now. Nafallos getting a little too deep on that one, and GTX just turning around and saying, here's a phosphorus bomb, here's a rocket, here's an auto, you're dead.
Yeah, that was the first fight we saw Soraka go down immediately, and look how well it turned out for them. They picked out 3 for 1. Nafallos getting a little deep, but it does turn out well for them.
Here comes the pony again. We've got the Triforces coming in on both of them. Oh, huge phosphorus bomb. GGX is going wild. A double kill. Is it going to be the Rockets to finish off Alistair? No, it's not. They're turning around to clear the wave. They want this game, not this kill. So, tons of bursts coming out. That phosphorus bomb landed on both members. Winston and Spidey just getting totally chunked out. And that's going to be a free kill, a double kill actually for GTX. Well played.
We were getting really hyped there, and this looks, you know, you just need to know when to back off after you win a fight. You're not going to win everything. Wow, huge
nice
Ashe
ult. And headbutt pulverize to finish it off, but Pony might be just fast enough to get away from this one. That Eagle's not going to do anything. Ashe, what you doing? Phosphorus bomb comes in as well. Soraka's here to sustain him up. And Corki's going to be trying to get a kill on the backside of this fight. The Alistair ult is popped. Maybe he's looking for an engage. Doesn't look like he is, and the Pony does get away with the move speed buff. Soraka healing him up like scumbag Soraka does.
Scumbag Soraka. We're seeing Yumu's Ghost Blade out of our Hecarim jungle here. That's an interesting item pickup, and apparently that's what we're down for.
The ultimate forced out right away. A lot of damage coming out from Zenith onto Winston.
Yeah. But we saw that in that last fight, how much damage that Azir late game can do, and if he can get a couple more items, he might be able to carry his team into this if they can just find a way to hold this out against this huge LeBlanc and pretty much everyone coming up from the side of Heroes of the Storm at this point.
Yep, Heroes of the Storm is just probably too big right now. I think that if maybe he gets his death cap and his Zonias, he might be able to do some work. He does have that Athenes into that Void Staff, so he is building properly. He's got a lot of damage coming out right now. Ooh, a nice Ashe ultimate. Is this going to be the headbutt pulverize? Yes, it is. They collapse right away on the LeBlanc. The slow goes off onto Soraka. We got the smite slow as well on ultimate from Jarvan, but here comes a 3-man ult from Hecarim on the backside of the fight. Gets both carries very low. Oh man, Hecarim's going low, and here comes Lulu. Where's the ultimate? It's already used. Where's Jarvan coming around from the backside as well? Azir's getting a lot of damage onto Gnar. Everyone's zoomed though. Alistair's not going to be able to follow up on this one. And Corki with that Triforce getting healed up by Soraka. Soraka's using all her HP to heal her team. A nice Gnar ult comes down. A good stun as well. The silence comes down. Doesn't get a snare off. Yes, it does on Jarvan. And here comes Alistair trying to finish off on the backside of the fight. But everyone's too low. Those carries just got so chunked by that Hecarim ultimate. But a 2-for-0 in favor of Nafallos of Love.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. They can slowly peg their way back into this game if they can just find a way to stall it out. This Corki's huge, but he's not a late game carry. You know, Corki will fall off at some point. And I feel like at that point, Ashe with the attack speed being a late game carry might stand a chance. If she had an
Ooh, a nice ultimate. Here comes the EQ onto Corki, and that's going to be another kill. A shutdown for Winston. Oh, but here comes Zenith. He's trying to get a little bit of damage off onto Nafallo right there, and they're going to have to kite back right away. Azir going to be able to kite back. A nice flash, being able to pick off wrists on the backside of that fight. Here comes Gnar, diving in, a double kill. Here comes the triple, a triple kill. Is he going to be able to get the quadra? Here comes Zenith chasing up mid lane. He's going to be using the distortion. He's going for it. They're all chasing down, but I think they might just be too far at this point. He sees picks, but that's it.
Looks like this will be an inhibitor for the side of Heroes of the Storm here. Definitely nobody can test them at this fight. And they have that increased damage on towers from their dragon buffs. They're 4 stacks deep in now. They have increased pushing power, and they're just looking for just one more dragon, I believe, and they'll be maxed out on stacks here.
Yep, and we saw how fast that turret fell actually, with Hecarim having Triforce and that dragon buff to be able to siege up these turrets easily, and they're going for a second inhibitor. They're able to. Oh man, Zenith going deep and getting a lot of chunks off onto Winston right there. There comes the cow.
2 inhibitors down though. This might be a little bit too hard for Nafallos of Love to come back from at this point.
Yep, and I mean even with that Azir pick, Azir is a super strong late game carry, and he's got a lot of pushing potential and a lot of sieging potential. But at this point, with 2 inhibs down, there's not much you can do.
There really isn't. It's something we've been discussing a couple weeks ago. that you have like a 5% chance to win at this point in the game. Slightly higher because that's when 3 inhibitors are down, but it's still quite low. There's 2 inhibitors down, and they've been winning these fights and then losing them, and it's hard to compensate how that's going for them because they're getting these kills that they need to get some gold on their carries, but then they're losing these fights in the long run because they decided to just take a little bit more than they need to. Like they could go bot lane and take that outer turret at this point in the game. It should be free fodder for them, you know. That outer tower should have been gone a long time ago.
Yep, and we see the Barons coming up in 10 seconds, and pings are going down onto it right now. So looks like Heroes of the Storm looking to take this Baron and close out the game. And Heroes of the Storm actually did just pick off Nafallos right now, and he sees him in his sights. He gets the ult off, hears him backwards, it kicks him back into his team. But Azir and Alistar are here to save the day. Oh man, Azir gets chunked out by Gnar and Corki right away. The Ash Arrow's coming out, but it might be too little too late. Heroes of the Storm getting a lot of damage onto him right now, and Zenith's coming in to clean up the fight. He's going to be able to pick up the kill right now. Oh man, he's going to be able to get Alistar as well. Looks like he is. Gnar's going to be able to pick up the double kill, and this looks like game. Riss is the only one alive, and his ultimate's down, so there's not much he can do. And with 2 inhibs down, this looks like game for Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, Heroes of the Storm, the defending champions, definitely showing why they are the defending champions. Huge scores coming out of everyone on their team.
An
Just died from the LeBlanc. But 15-2-7 on that LeBlanc, 14-4-9 on the Corki, just showing up huge. Wasn't too sure about that Ashe build all game, and I'm still confused by it. But
yep, well, it wasn't enough this time, and Spidey on that Azir did well, but not enough to carry this game. So it looks like we're gonna have Heroes of the Storm picking up this game, and we're gonna look towards them, moving forward in this tournament. Really well played by both teams, but Heroes of the Storm getting the better end of that team fight.
yeah, looks like next game we'll be watching the semifinals between Heroes of the Storm, and once this loads, I will be able to tell you.